Hey everyone, welcome back. As you've seen, title suggests this is a new build for my Balfouri Communal. I've got 5 of them at the moment. I've also got a bigger adult or sub-adult female or adult female, I suppose she is by now, and a mature male there, ready for a breeding project. So you probably follow this one up with that over the next couple of weeks, if I'm honest. But yeah, these back to this communal. There's 5 of them. They're all about 2 inches, say now. So they've been in a CD enclosure, as you'll see in a short while. So I decided that I wanted to upgrade them a little bit. So as you'll see here, we've given them one little side where we've got the roots and the rocks I've sort of set up, so there's little caverns under that and things like that. And then I've obviously got this Star Wars ornament and some logs and sticks and that, just to give them some extra anchor points. The substrate was probably a little bit wetter than I'd have liked it to have been, if I'm honest. But I've got it by the heater and well ventilated, so it should dry out pretty quickly over the next sort of week or so, I'd imagine. So there you can see, this is the build once it's completed. So there's plenty of anchor points, there's plenty of little nooks for them to tuck themselves away into, plenty of little hiding spots. There's even one inside the ornament if they wanted to do that. Also, you'll notice I wasn't too happy with the substrate level, so after I'd finished recording the last bit, I actually put some more substrate in the back and built it up a bit, so they've got about 4 inches in that back corner now, so they've got enough room to make a nice tunnel system if they want to. Yeah, you'll see some of the little spaces underneath the wood and between the sticks. I think there's plenty of room in there for them to get settled in nicely. And I suppose all we've got to do now is get them rounded up and get them in here. So we'll do that next. So like I said, this is the CD enclosure they've been in. They've been in here since they were probably, I don't know, maybe just shy of the inch mark, something like that. Most of them have, like I said, doubled in size. You can see how much webbing they've put in there, and it's just awkward seeing who's feeding and who isn't. So there is 5 in there and all, so the aim is that hopefully 5 will still be in there at the end. So we've got this our first little one here. That's it, we got him. It wasn't too bad. Safely in the catch cup. That's 1. Only 4 more to go. So you see here, the first one was relatively easy to find. By this point now the rest of them had really hunkered down, so what I decided to do was to take the cork bark that was buried in there out and close the enclosure over in case any left were in there. You see there is a couple, and this is where the fun really begins. Now this isn't sped up at all, this is just them moving their own pace. That's how quick the little buggers are. And you'll see I had plenty of catch cups. Maybe the mistake I made, I think, was pulling the cork back out without realising exactly how many were inside it, but you'll see we get this one here. Safely in the cup. And that's numbers 2 and 3. Right, now by this point I knew there was definitely at least one more in there, so I thought we'll get that one out and then we'll go back to the tub, and then as you may have just seen I realised that the last 2 were both in there, so that was pretty cool because that meant there was definitely 5 in there. None of them had been cannibalised, but as you'll see here, number 4, there he went, like a shot. Again, that's not sped up. This next bit is actually slowed right down. It's about a third of its normal speed, and you'll see that one there darted straight off the table and went straight under my sofa, and that's where I found it about 20 seconds, 30 seconds later, after a little bit of frantic searching. So what I did is I actually just left him there for a bit. I thought best to leave him there, let him calm down, make his own approach, and you see as he comes down he actually came around the end of the bookcase after that little scuttle, and I was able to catch him. So there he is, little turd in a cup, almost waving at me. I think he's taking a piss, if I'm honest, but yeah, we got him. So that was number 4 eventually, and here you'll see, you remember that other one's definitely in here somewhere. There it is. Another one that tried to make a bolt. This time I managed to catch it on the tongs and drop it back, and there we have it, safely in the cup. That's number 5, all alive, absolutely landed with that, and the next stage is getting them into that enclosure. Right, so you'll see here, actually getting them into the enclosure went a hell of a lot smoother than getting them out, as you would expect. So I am sorry for the glare here, but it was a really, really bright day, and it didn't matter what I did, whether I had the curtains closed, lights on, lights off, I couldn't avoid the glare. This was about the best I could get. So you'll notice the first one in was the little shit that gave me the run around. Pardon me. So I made sure he went in first, so I could just keep an eye on him if nothing else. There we are, that's our second one in. You see them all lined up at the back, just waiting their turn. You see, it was a really uneventful, this part of the rehousing anyway, not by no means anywhere near the mare that I had, getting them rounded up. Oh shit, you see, a bit clumsy there, dropped the cup, but everyone was fine. The problem was the lid was tight, so I was being careful, and then as I put it down, the grip I had on the pot changed and the lid dropped off, so just one of those. But yeah, you see, went in fine. You see, the only reason I'm moving this one is I thought it was all the rest of them had stayed in that area. I didn't want this one coming over here and risk it setting up a little territory on its own. I thought I'd try and encourage the 5 of them to stick together in their little corner to begin with, and then once they're used to the enclosure they can branch out a little bit more. Hopefully there won't be any problems. So you can see this is them all in. Taking a stroll. So he's just exploring things here, or she, just making her way around. There's a couple of them there. The one on the left I'm pretty sure is the one that gave me the run around earlier. See, there's a couple of little butts there tucked into one of the nooks under the rocks and the log. So they obviously seem quite happy going in. Right, again, sorry about the glare, but this is the tank. This is 2 days later. See, there's one of the Balfouris there, but you can see the webbing in the background. They've obviously started settling in really well. They're making the most of the space that they've got. The webbing from all, obviously exploring lots, because you can see the webbing's coming from the very tips of these little branches. So if I'm honest, that is pretty much exactly what I was hoping for. That they'd start webbing up, and obviously they'll build and they'll build and they'll build upon this as time goes on. So, you know, what I'm thinking is, if this is what it looks like after 2 days, I can't wait to see it in 2 weeks' time. So I'll probably give it a little bit of an update further down the line, and we'll see how it's looking then. So yeah, these are a few pictures. Like I said, these were taken a couple of days afterwards. Just show you everyone's settling in. All that's left now is for me to say thank you very much. Cheers for watching. If you like what you're seeing, think about subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Ta-da.